It's Mosquito Monday, and in this episode, we'll provide you with important information to protect yourself, protect your family against West Nile virus. From the DuPage County Health Department, I'm Public Information Officer Don Bolger. Joining us today from the Health Department, our Medical Officer, Dr. Rashmi Chugh, and Environmental Health Services Director, Kevin Dixon. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Don.
Before we get started, let's take a minute here and get to know who you are. Dr. Chugh, in an elevator speech, 30 seconds or less, explain what is a Health Department Medical Officer.
Well, as Medical Officer, I serve as the full-time medical consultant for the Health Department, and I primarily oversee our communicable disease and epidemiology program, and also work closely with all our programs throughout public health.
And West Nile virus is definitely communicable.
Absolutely.
Okay, one of the reasons why you're here today.
Thank you.
Director Dixon, same thing. In an elevator speech, what are your responsibilities as Environmental Health Services Director?
I oversee the Environmental Health Division, and this is the group that is responsible for regulatory inspections around the county, such as restaurants and pools, and also including the management and operation of mosquito traps as part of our surveillance program.
Very good. Now, Dr. Chugh, an important health topic that seems to come up every summer when the weather starts getting warm, West Nile virus. You've been with the Health Department for several years and you've seen what I'll call the rise of West Nile virus. Please tell us, what is West Nile virus?
Well, West Nile virus is the leading cause of domestically acquired, meaning contracted in the United States, of mosquito-borne illness. And it first emerged in metropolitan New York area in 1999, and then since then has spread across the country. And it was first detected in Illinois in 2001 when it was found, the presence was confirmed in 2 dead crows in the Chicago area. And then the following year in 2002 is when it was first reported in humans. And since then, every year we've had reports of human cases and deaths, tragically, due to West Nile virus since then.
So why should people be concerned with West Nile virus?
Well, it can cause illness, and fortunately about 80% or 8 in 10 persons who are infected with West Nile virus will not develop any symptoms, but that leaves 20% who can develop illness, and they'll develop a fever with other symptoms such as headache or rash, vomiting, diarrhea, body aches, joint aches. Fortunately, most persons infected with West Nile virus will recover completely, but it can take several weeks and sometimes months to fully recover from the fatigue and weakness that can accompany the illness.
So based on all that, who is most at risk?
It can affect persons of any age, but typically persons 60 and older are at greatest risk of developing severe disease, and also persons with underlying conditions or certain medical conditions such as cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, and those who might have a compromised immune system, such as persons who have received an organ transplant.
Because this is spread by mosquitoes, what is the best way to fight the bite?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Don. We want people to follow the 4 Ds. Number 1 is drain. You want to drain those items that collect standing water around your home or your environment. And defend. We want to make sure that we're using insect repellent containing DEET when you're outdoors, and make sure you reapply as needed. And then dress. You want to wear long pants, long sleeves, and closed-toe shoes when you're outside to protect and cover your skin. And dusk to dawn. You want to make sure you're wearing repellent when you're outdoors, especially during those prime times of mosquito activity.
Great information. Thank you. Director Dixon, I'd like to talk about how do we find the mosquitoes that can carry West Nile virus in DuPage County? How do we know it's here?
Well, the Health Department's got a series of traps strategically placed around the county, several dozen in fact, and staff from the Health Department go out to those traps several times a week looking for batches of mosquitoes that may have made it into the trap. We take those mosquitoes, bring them back to our testing lab. We test the mosquitoes for the presence of West Nile virus. The results of that testing we put on our website so the general public can see the results of that testing, and that information is also available to all of the mosquito abatement entities out there, the folks that are out there managing the mosquito populations, so they know where and when to fine-tune their treatment activities.
Now, the health department has developed a way to protect yourself, protect your family against West Nile virus. You were instrumental in these, the 4 Ds of protection, and the Personal Protection Index, or PPI. Tell us about that.
That's right. The PPI is a scale ranging from 0 to 3 that represents the relative risk from West Nile virus in the community based on our surveillance program. 0 being off-season with no threat, 3 being high risk, high probability of contracting the disease.
The DuPage County Health Department wants you to know how to protect yourself, protect your family against West Nile virus. We recommend the 4 Ds of protection. Drain. Drain items that collect standing water around your home, yard, or business. Scrub and refill pet water dishes and bird baths regularly. Defend. Use an insect repellent containing DEET when you're outdoors and reapply according to the directions. Dusk to dawn. Wear repellent outdoors during these prime times for mosquito activity. Dress. Wear long pants, long sleeves, and closed-toed shoes to cover your skin when you're outside. Dr. Chugh, in closing, what is the most important thing you want residents to know about West Nile virus?
Well, prevention is key, so we absolutely want people to, again, follow those 4 Ds, drain those items collecting water near your home and in your environment, defend, make sure you're using insect repellent containing DEET when you're outdoors, dress, wear protective clothing to prevent exposure to mosquitoes, and dusk to dawn. You want to make sure, especially during those times when outdoors, that you're wearing insect repellent.
And in closing, Director Dixon, you have all this information on the website. Where can people find that?
They can go to dupagehealth.org/FTB for Fight the Bite, where they can find all of the information we've talked about today.
Some of the information we discussed, the 4 Ds of protection and the Personal Protection Index, or PPI, can be found on our website, dupagehealth.org. From the DuPage County Health Department, I'm Public Information Officer Don Bolger. Thanks for joining us.